How are you? I hope you are fine, so fine. And today I will read a bit part from Médiuns book. I hope you like it, and sorry for my bad English. I will show my books one by one because I will translate. I will translate this to English, and when I made this, I will read for you. Have 4 books, mine no, from spirits. One Cat's Jump. I finished to translate to make revision. I don't know if it exists this word in English. I'm making a second vision from translate, and I will made a register about this book in English, and will put to sell, and have the start of book Cat's Jump. I made lives about the start of book, and others I will translate all book, and still I will translate. I will read to you 4 books: Cat's Jump, A Castle in the Past, let me say in English the other: A Castle in the Past, Cat's Jump, and Entering Accord. This book have 2 parts: in past, in century years later. It's the same story in past, and when centuries more later, when resolve the problem from the past. And this is from Beyond Poets, but I don't know if I can translate because it's poetry, and it's so difficult to translate poetry. I don't know if I can make this. Okay, then come on to think about what I will read now. Evokations. I made other lives in, because now I will got the sequence of the book when I start. Language, let me see where are this. I will read. Chapter 25 from Médiuns book from Kardec. It's a great chapter. Then I will lose more lives. I will make more lives to this chapter. It's so long chapter. Have talk to spirits of animals. I don't remember about this chapter. Evocation of animals. I don't remember. What about this chapter? I don't remember really. I never evocate my animals, but I feel sometimes then two dogs. I have one when I was with 5 years, and he died when I have 10 years. Then I have, my mother have a bit, female, and I see now the chapter. And then I married, I have 3 dogs. Dalmata, another mix, 3. One died, Dalmata come to me to Northeast in Brazil, and other was so beautiful, but was a baby, and I must gave him, and was only with Dalmat. Then he died. I divorced and have 2. Lily Lupo. I dream with Lupo when he was leave, and he was leaving, and I dreamed that I passed my hand in her skin, and I see the skin of other Dalmata. Then I think he is again the Dalmata, and when Dalmata died, I dream the same dream. I pass my hand in her skin, in his skin, and appear. He appeared, the Dalmata, with color white and dark, circles, how Dalmat, and more late, after he died, I dream with Lupo, a cocker, a dark cocker. Before he died, I dream with Lupo, and I pass my hand in his skin, and I see the skin of Dalmata. I think it showed me that he was again meets the Dalmata. And then I was thinking about, I think, the animals in our family are the same, and they die and come again, they die and come again in the same family. I think this, I don't have certain, or he is ever in the same familiar circle. I think this, I don't have certain, because it's only from my mind. It's not a scientific information, isn't it? Let me see when I will read, when I stop. I stop, yes. Let me search the page, the same page in Portuguese and in English. Search 279, 279, 279. See number 279. Oh my God, 279. It's before 279. In a life before that, we was reading this. Here an important question arises as to whether or not it's proper to evoke evil spirits. This depends on the purpose and the ascendance one has over them. In next number, we will understand what this can mean. It's not improper when evoking them for a serious purpose, for instructing and helping them improve themselves. On the other hand, it's highly improper when done out of mere curiosity or for entertainment. Don't make this evil spirit with entertainment. This is not and so good. Or if we put ourselves at their disposal, it's so dangerous. By asking them some favor, it's so dangerous because these evil spirits don't go out. They don't go out. It's so difficult to tell you go out. It's so difficult. They don't go. Then it's better don't invoke this. Never. On the other hand, in Spirit Center here in Brazil, we only work with these evil spirits when we are balanced, when we are a balanced people that don't lie, don't make bad to other, don't have bad things about other, then we can work with evil spirits, not for curiosity, but only to help other that this spirit maybe are attacking. In Brazil and in all world happen this, but sometimes we don't see what's with our soul what happened. We think that it's people with bad mind. We think that people are sick with mind, and sometimes it's an evil spirit attaching these people. Then here in Brazil, we are the custom to work with this, but with a balanced group linked with angels and God and protectors, spiritual protectors. Without this, we don't work. We can work. Only a superior morally person can give order to the evil spirits. If I have the same level of evil spirit, he don't will hear me. He don't will respect me. He or she don't will respect me, because I'm the same level. I will read and you will understand. On the other hand, it is highly improper when done out of mere curiosity or for entertainment, or if we put ourselves at their disposal by asking them some favor. Good spirits in this case may very well give evil spirits the power to do what has been asked of them, but reserve the right of later severely punishing the audacious persons who dared invoke their aid, considering them more powerful than God. It would be a vain intent to promise to use the aid for a good purpose and to dismiss the spirit servant once and for all after the service has been rendered. Such service, no matter how small, represents a true pact with evil spirits, and they don't easily relinquish their prey. Now, I read this past life. Now, a final of past life. Now, today. Question no. Item 279. Only through moral superiority may one exert ascendance over less evolved spirits. Perverse spirits recognize the superiority of morally upright men and women. They feel when facing people who try to oppose their fierce energy using only their own willpower, they react against such person with a kind of brute force and often prove to be the stronger. A certain individual who does sought to dominate a rebellious spirit through willpower receive this response. The evil spirit say this to others that use only willpower. Leave me alone with your braggart airs. You are not better than me. What would you say about one thief preaching morality to another? It may seem very surprising that when the name of God is invoked against such a spirit, it hardly ever has any effect. Why? St. Louis explained, the spirit of St. Louis explained the reason for this in the following response. Kardec asked why the name of God sometimes don't have effect in the evil spirit. The name of God only has any influence over imperfect spirits when the one who invokes it can do so with the authority of his or her own virtues. Coming from the mouth of someone who is morally no better than the spirit, it's just an ordinary word like any other. The same applies to sacred objects used to oppose them. The most terrible weapon is inoffensive in hands that are unable or incapable of using it. Number 280. The proper manner of speaking to spirits. The degree to which spirits have evolved naturally indicates the tone in which we should speak to them. It's obvious that the more elevated they are, the more they deserve our respect, consideration, and submission. We should treat them with no less difference than if they were still incarnate, but for other reasons. During the terrestrial life, we would consider their job and their social position. Whereas in the spirit world, we only respect them for their moral superiority. This elevation, it in itself places them above the puerilities of our formal flatteries. We will not win their benevolence with mere words, but with sincere sentiments. Then we must remember the titles in other dimensions don't have nothing. Only our feelings are relevant in other dimensions. Then if we think so great our titles, how let me write here. How titles, how judge, teacher, director, titles how judge, professor, director, king, prince, countess, don't have importance in other dimension. Then we must let in earth these titles. And here we must have consideration with our feelings. It's this what will have importance in other dimension. Our feelings, not our titles. Okay? And this is good we think about. This elevation itself places then above the pluralities of our formal flatterings. We will not win their benevolence with mere words, but with sincere sentiments. Sincere sentiments. Therefore, it would be ridiculous to give them the titles we use to distinguish positions and which in life would please their vanity. If they are truly superior, they not only assign little importance to these titles, but they also find them disagreeable. A moral dog pleases them more than flattering epithets. Otherwise, they would not be above ordinary humanity. The spirit of a venerable priest who was a prince of the church while on earth and who practiced the teachings of Jesus responded to someone who evoked him by the title of my Lord. You should at least say, X, my Lord, for here there is only one Lord, who is God. You should know very well that there are those here who kneeled before me while on earth, but one I knew before now. When addressing law order spirits, their particular character determines the language we should employ. Among them are those who may be inoffensive and even benevolent, but who are nevertheless frivolous, ignorant, or foolish. To address them like serious spirits as some people do would be the same as if we were to bow before a grade school student or a donkey wearing a doctoral hood. A casual tone is certainly not strange to them, nor does it offend them. On the contrary, that is what they prefer. Among the less evolved spirit are those who are unhappy. Wherever the wrongs they are expiating, their sufferings serve our pity all the more, for no one escapes these words of Christ. Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone. Treating them with benevolence is consoling to them in their need of sympathy. In their need of sympathy, they ought to find in us the same tolerance that we would want for ourselves. Spirits who show how little evolved they are through their cynical language, lies, base sentiments, and perfidious advice are certainly less worthy of our interest than those whose words display their repentance. But we should nonetheless treat them with at least as much pity as the great criminals inspiring us. The way to reduce them to silence is by showing that we are of a higher order than they, because they only establish relationships with persons of whom they have nothing to fear. Perverse spirits recognize the superiority of moral individuals just as they recognize the superiority of high-order spirits. To summarize, it would be irreverent to treat high-order spirits as our equals, just as it would be ridiculous to show the same deference to all spirits without exception. We should venerate those who serve it, recognize those who protect and assist us, and show the others the same benevolence that we ourselves might need someday. By unveiling the incorporeal world, we learn to understand it, and this understanding should guide our relationships with its inhabitants. In their ignorance, the ancients raised altars to them. For us, they are creatures who may be more purified or less so than we ourselves are, and it is to God alone that we raise altars. Then it was the letter, and I hope you can understand these words that I talk it, but you can see this lesson in Médiuns book, chapter 25, and item 279, 280, 279 and 280. I had read today. I hope you have a good week, and the more principal dot from this lesson is the next. We don't have more importance to the titles we have in this planet, because only titles will open doors in other dimension. Only our sincere feelings, our sincere sentiments. I hope you think about this. I hope you will think about this, and think about, don't have so much importance to these titles in this planet. Until the next life, thank you for audience.